Hey, let's get into it. Sometimes things escalate faster than they should. Um, a conversation maybe turns tense. A relationship gets strained. A situation gets way more complicated than it needed to be. And often, I think if we trace it back, it really didn't start with something big. Instead, probably something small. Maybe a word, a tone, a reaction. James wants us to see just how much weight that carries. So, James chapter 3, 2 to 5. For we all stumble in many ways, and if anyone does not stumble in what he says, he is a perfect man, able also to bridle his whole body. If we put bits into the mouths of horses so that they obey us, we guide their whole bodies as well. Look at the ships also, though they are so large and are driven by strong winds, they're guided by a very small rudder, wherever the will of the pilot directs. So also the tongue is a small member, yet it boasts of great things. James begins here with some honesty that we all stumble in many ways. No one is exempt from this. Um, but he makes a pretty striking observation. If someone could just consistently control their speech, then they'd be able to guide so much of the rest of their life as well. Not because speech is everything, because speech is directional. James gives us two images, a bit in a horse's mouth and the rudder on a ship. Both are small, almost kind of insignificant compared to the size of the thing that they control, but those small things determine where the larger things go. A horse is powerful, but the bit guides it. The ship is large, but it's moved by really strong winds, but the rudder sets its course. James is saying that our words, they function like that. Not just expressing what's happening, but steering what happens next in our lives. And you can see this play out everywhere. A careless comment that can fracture trust, a sharp response that escalates conflict, just a well-timed word that can calm a whole situation or redirect it, take it off the rails completely. Speech doesn't just reflect a moment, it can shape it. And this fits what we see across Scripture. Proverbs talk about words having the power of life and death, and Jesus speaks about being held accountable for what we say, not because words are isolated, but because they ripple outward. They can create the environments that we live in. They can shape relationships, and they often set direction for our lives. And where do you see this most clearly right now? Not in theory, in real life, in your home, in your conversations, your reactions under pressure. Uh, what direction is your speech setting in your relationships? And what would that look like if you can just slow it down a little bit to be less reactionary, to be more intentional with the words that you use, choosing words that don't escalate but that steady? Because small words, they don't stay small. They can set the course for where you're headed and even just life around you. So let that kind of linger with you today. And wherever you find yourself, God goes with you today.